you're just doing the music and working with talented artists. Take us back to this period of your life and why you actually dealt with the situation the way you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, like kind of, oh, you said it, that's like the self-awareness part, and just trying to, the self-awareness help you to not go out of character too. Because, in a situation like that, everybody know most people would have probably go about it differently. But, again, I have a whole heap of things like my own career and like you mentioned before, the family legacy and all of that, where I have to kind of keep all of that in line. So, again, it just is kind of just approaching even a situation like a fallout with me and an artist in a more mature way, but still getting the point across and, still making that kind of stance without like leading down a different path that you probably are gonna look back on a couple years and regret and be like, oh, Jano, probably shouldn't do that. So just like again, it's just I think the self awareness in everything too, outside of even music. That's I think one of the most important thing everybody need to kind of develop and be tapped into.
Yeah, look here. That diss track is a classic. I mean, you said what you said, no expletives, no
Yeah,
disparaging comments,
yeah,
but you said what you said. No,
yeah.
you mentioned thinking about your career in as it relates to the long term. How important is it for a producer or just anybody at all on their road to success to outline your journey and sort of look to see where you want to be, where you want to go, and stay focused and
Mhm.
on that path?
Yeah, I think you really have to have a long term look at whatever you're doing. Any career really, because especially now we're in a time where nothing is really exclusive anymore. Everybody can do what everybody else can do. Like I said, I think I'm really good at what I do, but I'm not oblivious again to the fact that a million other people can do what I can do too. So it's just like the inside of that and planning all of that is what important and what will decide your journey and how long you will outlast whatever it is. So I think it's just a thing of you don't try chase or whatever, and you kind of just outline your situation and have a vision for where you think you can go, and just work at that. And that will allow you to have patience with it too, if you're not chasing and you just outline your journey. And because at the end of the day, people look at you and people don't really look at your timeline. Like you mentioned before, I started out when I was 5, and then 5 years later, I'm a Bill Redeem, and then the next 5 years, it took me to another achievement. But when people look at my career as a whole, them just look at the things like the achievements, but them don't realize like, oh, it did take 5 years to move from this point to this point. Most people planning them career don't want to wait 5 years for something. They just want everything now, 1 year. So I think it help when you have a clear vision of what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. It help you for like allow that patience and just allow you to ride out the journey basically.
On that note, Stephen, we're going to ask you to stick and stay. We're going to go to a break and we have Cashbot coming up. So if you're just joining us, you're inside the Easy Skanking and it's all about Road to Success, the journey.
You are what you drink. Your premium. Enjoy Heineken specials at your favorite bars. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly. The time by Heineken is
12:58.
When me use Island Fresh with aloe vera, it make me skin feel so much smoother. So if you want to feel better and smell fresher, use Island Fresh with aloe vera.
manufactured by Island Products 9340666.
The time is
12:59. Listen up, your top draw dollars. Pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick, and Cashbot lunchtime draws are up next. If you're just joining us, it's all about Road to Success, the journey. And of course, today we journey with Stephen, the genius.
Reggae Radio, Irie FM.
Lottery games. This could be your lucky day. Get your tickets out and let the games begin.
Good day. It is Thursday, January 28, 2021. I'm Taiba and welcome to the Supreme Ventures 1 p.m. live game draw. Now, before we begin, here's a quick look at our mid-morning winning numbers. Remember now that all Supreme Ventures live game draws, they are being supervised by the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission and observed by the independent auditing firm PwC. Now let's put some money in your top draw. This afternoon we are at $600,000. So here are your winning top draw numbers. Good luck. And first up for top draw this afternoon is lucky number 14. The second top draw number is 6. The third top draw number, what's it gonna be? 7. Now the fourth top draw number this afternoon is 19. And if you plan to collect the jackpot, you're gonna need 18. And now, let's make you play with our dollars game. I hope you're feeling lucky. The winning numbers are coming your way. And we're starting off our dollars game this afternoon with lucky number 32. Next up, we have 31. The third dollars number, what's it gonna be? 28. Now, the fourth dollars number this afternoon is 6. And right after 6, what do we have? We have a 4. Now, I hope I'm calling your numbers. The next dollars number is 5. And next in line, we have 23. Now, coming down slowly but surely is 14. And I hope you're getting them right. Next up is a count to the number 15. And after 15, we have 20. Now, what is next? It is 24. And I'm ready to wrap things up with the number 12. So now, for some easy winnings with our Pick 2 game. The winning numbers are coming right up. And first up for Pick 2 this afternoon is lucky number 14. And the second Pick 2 number is 13. So once again, 14 and 13 are your winning Pick 2 numbers. Up next, you can play 3 ways. That's, of course, our Pick 3 game. So here we go. Now, first up for Pick 3 is 6. The second Pick 3 number is 1, and the third and final Pick 3 number this afternoon is 8. So once again, the winning Pick 3 numbers are 6, 1, and 8. It's time to turn up your winnings. Get ready for Pick 4. And you know the first winning number is coming up. There it is, lucky number 5. The second Pick 4 number is 8. The third Pick 4 number, what's it gonna be? 7, and the fourth and final Pick 4 number this afternoon is 0. So once again, the winning Pick 4 numbers are 5, 8, 7, and 0. Hear what? It's easy for win. So what do you say we heat things up with Hot Pick? Here we go. The 1 p.m. winning Hot Pick number is lucky number 9. Congratulations to all our Hot Pick winners. Again, the winning number is 9. And please stay tuned because the Mega Ball draw will be done for both Hot Pick and Cash Pot. Now remember, for every $10 bet, you will win an additional $300 for Hot Pick and $700 for Cash Pot whenever the Mega Ball is selected. Let's get ready to play our Cash Pot game for Thursday, January 28, 2021. You live to play it, but can you win it? Get ready to be a big Cash Pot winner. And let's see what the winning Cash Pot number is gonna be. This afternoon's winning Cash Pot number is lucky number 30. Congratulations to all our Cash Pot winners. Again, the winning number is 30. And it's no time for some mega winnings, so good luck. And here it comes. What's it gonna be? The Mega Ball was selected. Go Mega 6 times per day for more chances to win big. So again, the winning Cash Pot number is 30. Lucky Mark Fish. And of course, the Mega Ball was selected for both Cash Pot and Hot Pick. Now let's take a look at this afternoon's winning numbers. And congratulations to everyone who won. And please join us again at 3 p.m. for more games you love to play. I'm Taiba. Have a supreme afternoon.
Hope you were a big winner. Play your favorite Supreme Ventures games every day and tune in for our live draw 6 times a day at 8:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m. and 8:25 p.m. on this station. Supreme Ventures, making winners every day.
That was the lunchtime top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick and cash pot draws. Congratulations to all of today's winners. Join us again at 3 p.m. for another chance to win in hot pick and cash pot special pot draws. If you're just
Them only can wish, them only can talk. Them never walk the roads where we walk. Steven, afraid that we caught. And them tread with us and laugh when I
bumpy, undoubtedly. But let's talk about Stephen, the musical ambassador. You fly the Jamaican flag so hard and so high internationally. What are some of the things that you actually consider when you're working with, these international counterparts as a successful producer from the rock?
One of the most important things, I kind of just try to go into every room as myself. There's a thing that a lot of producers and a lot of creatives get tripped up on. They enter into certain situations and, them kind of try to change and adjust what they do to fit that thing. But I think the reason why you get called into the position anyway is because of what you do. So, I just try to go into all of those rooms, just being myself. It's like when I was doing the John Legend stuff the other day, I remember when I went into the studio with him and he played me most of what he already had. The song with Coffee, I remember that's why I pulled up that track, because I was like, all right, I can't outplay John Legend or like make another thing that them already know how to do at them very best. So I just do what I can do, and I know like other people can't do that same thing as easy. So I just go in there as myself, like I said. That's, they want the representation and how you interpret it that way.
And do you think because of your approach, because being able to dissect it the way you did and then just going in there looking like, okay, he already has this track with Coffee, you're going in there to do something different. Do you think this is why you're so sorted after?
Yeah, I think just being able to kind of maneuver through different situations, because there's some cases where I'll go into some rooms where it don't have anything to do with my culture or whatever, and I kind of have to work in that way. Like, thankfully, I'm a musician and I know how to do that. But for the most part, we're all really just working off instinct, So you're lucky enough if you get to work with somebody who appreciates how you are interpreting what they should do too. Because, like I said, there's no real rules to like how you make music. It's really just that.
And speaking of, being in different spaces and different environment, there is something on YouTube where listeners can go and check it out for themselves as well. The Apple Music Producer Lab, that is something that you did. And just watching you in the moment, like I felt really proud as a Jamaican. I felt proud, no, Stephen, big up yourself. And just even how you represented yourself. For persons who don't know, it was basically a workshop where you are sharing your producer skills and introducing new and creative ways to other producers as well. What was your takeaway from that session with you giving of yourself in the moment?
It's just like it's inspiring people, because a lot of the people who were there were even people who weren't musicians at all. They were just fascinated with seeing like the creative process, and then they got into stuff like that after that event. So yeah, it's just like representing and showing your process, and it's kind of just you playing a part in inspiring people. And I think the biggest takeaway for me was that, just like using your own personal approach and your methods and using that as inspiration. I think that's important with the journey, to spread that as much as possible, because like I mentioned earlier, the reason why I started creating how I created was because I was so inspired by everything and everybody else who was before me and working around me. So I think that's a key element to creativity on a whole. You just want to make sure you're inspired and sharing your inspiration too.
What keeps you creative though? Because it's almost as if when you feel like you've gotten enough from Steven, here it is, you just continue pushing the envelope and you're trying new things and you're just being innovative. But what keeps you creative and on your toes?
Just being a fan, of the music. Like, I do music for a living now. Thankfully, I mean that alone is crazy enough. But just to be able to like enjoy the music, like I listen to music from that place first. Like a lot of people who in my position, they listen to music from a critical place. Like, oh, them should have did this different, whatever. Like I'll listen to anything at all, really, like anybody, and just try to appreciate it for what it is. And then, I can put on my work hat differently, and just be like, all right, this is what I would have do with this. And but like I like how enough people complain about like enough of the new artists them now. But like, I listen to enough of them and it's just fun to me. It's just it's just a vibe, and I appreciate the music for what it is.
Speaking of the new artists, no, Steven, like when you listen to them, is there anyone that stands out to you or you feel like, yo, this is somebody that you definitely want to work with?
Yeah, I mean, I like most of them, to be honest. A lot of the girls too is really good. I think the women are harder right now than even most of the men. Which is something good because for years it was such a men-driven thing. So I'm glad to see like most of even the other day when I did a live on Instagram, a lot of the women who called in were getting most of the responses. So, but I like most of the music now for real. I think it's just it going to a new time where we're transitioning into something else. And I think a lot of the criticism come from people not understanding or seeing where it can go. But it's just everything take time. But you're just watching it in real time, so it gets a lot of like, just like when I was coming out, my sound was so different and same thing, and they get enough criticism for that until it got to a place that makes sense. So I think, but it's music, and they're going to always have music that you like or music that resonate to other type of people. But yeah, the new talent now, most of them are really like.
Cool. I was reading an article, right? And Guy Moot, co-chair and CEO of Warner at Chapel Music, an American music publishing company and division of Warner Music Group, he said, your critically acclaimed chart-topping work has taken you far beyond your Jamaican roots and made you much in demand by hitmakers across the globe. On your journey, what was it that kept you hungry, Steven? I know you kind of allude to it before, but here it is. You're working with John Legend. You are working with Drake. You're getting a lot of the big gigs. You're rubbing shoulders with Rihanna as well. But then, you started out because you're fascinated by this thing called music. But what keeps you grinding?
I mean, honestly, I think that's just that fascination, keeping that fascination alive, I think. Because, you see people break records and you see people, like, move the needle in such a way. And that, to me, is enough fuel for me to, like... Because even before I started, like, having my own success, I just remember, like, being excited and listening to RFM and, like, hearing a DJ premiere, like, Dave Kelly New Rhythm or... like a Don Corleone or anybody, and just listening, I'm like, yo, hear them do that, and like that fascination to me is what makes me want to create too, and just knowing that like it can happen from any angle too, so, like I can do a lot of the things that I've done before, and getting into new situations and kind of like challenging myself too. Like I have some sessions now coming up with some like country artists.
Oh,
So
nice.
like that's something I haven't really gone deep into, but for me it's like an exciting new challenge. Like, oh, now I have to think like maybe I'm
Outside the
gonna bring the
box.
next guitarist for this now who can play that style different, and it's just a new. It keep me like excited during the process like that. So
As an international producer, right? This is a subject that sometimes ruffle the feathers of some Jamaican entertainers. But what do you think about foreigners doing reggae and dancehall? Do you see it wherein they're pulling or capturing our culture, or is it broadening the scope and introducing or music to a wider audience? What's your perception?
yeah, I think from my personal view, I think it helps. It keeps the culture relevant, and I think it's just the responsibility now just come down to our creatives to use that as leverage. You know, when somebody sample a beat for us or use a style from us, you know, it put we back in the position. Like you have producers like myself who like heavy in the space in America now, and like other Jamaicans like Russian and like Super Dupes and other people like that who are here now mostly. It gives us opportunities too. Like when a label or somebody think, oh, we need this dancehall thing, they're gonna call one of us first. You know, because it's relevant in that space. And you know, I always say, look at the flip side. There's a lot of other music that was popular before that nobody talks about now. So when I think other people keep on taking our kind of influence and using it, it helps to keep us in the space. And I think it's just for a matter of us to just strike that now and just be like, take that opportunity to use it. And then, you know, but I think when you don't act on it now and then just complain about it, it kind of make the opportunity disappear, because like it's there, but then nobody act on it, and then everybody just move on after that again. Because there's a lot of people working on reggae right now up here. For like, I can tell you a whole lot. Wait, I'm not hearing you. I think.
I'm saying, Stephen, knowing what you know, right? What advice would you give to members of the entertainment industry, knowing that there are lots of persons working on reggae and dancehall and trying to replicate our sound? What would you say to them as somebody who you basically have a bird's eye view, a wider scope in terms of what's happening?
Yeah, I think just put out your best work, you know, and like I said, try to leverage those opportunities however you can, you know, from where you are, whether you're going to travel and connect with it or just try to reach out to people from where you are. Because, you know, one of the main things is people want to do it and want to be a part of the culture. A lot of people just don't know how. So, you know, when you see some people complain like, oh, this person is like, take the culture or whatever, them kind of just don't know how, because especially internally to a lot of times we look so unorganized. So I think we just have to get focused on it and just kind of just get ready for all of the opportunities. So whenever they come up, you can just move on them, and not just like be in a place of complaining about it and, oh yeah, them teeth will start, because then that gets us nowhere either. So I think if you just use, so like if you see, I don't know, Justin Bieber or somebody do a dancehall song, we can be like, oh, that's how them they know we can do this easy, and then you try just expand on that. Because every time I see it happen all the time, whenever we complain about something that one of those artists do, I look back on our music and we don't have anything that sound like it, but we still complain about them having a Billboard chart topping song that sound like us, you know. So it's just like, be prepared so you don't have to panic in the moment.
Yeah. COVID has basically changed a lot of things for us, and even the technological age, like a lot of things now are virtual. Has the virtual platform, now you basically have your fans, followers of your music at your fingertips. And, you know, traditional mediums are not necessarily the ultimate or the only way to go. Would you say that the technological age, and since COVID, March last year, has it changed the way you are producing music, creating music, or even go about your strategic plan to put out music?
Yeah, we definitely have to be more resourceful for sure. That's one of the main things. But yeah, I think you have to, I think everybody getting more creative now because we kind of have to. So like, even because I haven't been doing a lot of like in-person sessions, a lot of it has been like Zoom and thing. And the in-person stuff I've been doing, like, it's a whole process. You have to get tested every day before and all that too. But yeah, I think just it has made us more resourceful and more creative. I mean, a lot of good things come from it so far. And like, you see, like you have TikTok and them thing, there were enough artists and enough music showing like big interest in that stuff because more people using those platforms too. So I think there's a benefit in everything for real. It's just some people figure it out good.
Definitely. You know, Stephen, 2012 was sort of when I think we got your last dancehall juggling.
Oh.
No. What is the likelihood of getting a dancehall juggling from Steven the Genius in 2021?
Yeah, no, I have some right now, more than one actually.
Oh,
That
nice.
I'm finishing up right now. I just trying to finish like a couple more songs, like maybe like three more songs or so. But them I have them on the way right now. So in the very near future.
Oh, that sounds
No,
very
because
near
just I'm
future.
mixing now, but I just waiting to record like those other songs and then. Well, like it's the same thing, like you said, it's remotely for a lot of the stuff. So just navigate, getting this recording done or whatever. But yeah, but I'm coming though, like within the next month.
Now, earlier on in the reasoning, you mentioned, being locked down in the studio in your creative elements and just working. That in itself can be a process that pull you away from the people you love the most. How do you create a balance to ensure that your family life is good when and your creative process is also flowing?
I think it's just a matter of just giving respect to each of those aspects. It's like how you live your normal life. Like if you're somebody who exercise, said some days you're not gonna feel like it. You have to give time to this thing though, and you just figure out your kind of system that work for you. But I think anything that's important, you have to give time to it. Like I'll have days when I come in the studio for days and there's nothing like that really productive come out of it, but that leads me to another place of this one thing come out of me working for 7 days. So like I say, if it's important, you figure out how that timeline can work for you. Sometimes for me coming to the studio really late, or some days like no where I'm here like super early. But it's just you just figure out your own personal system.
What
But
is,
the balance is never easy. When you do something
yeah,
creative,
I can
like
imagine.
hours and hours, you'll be in here for 2 days.
That is crazy. What's the best part about being a dad?
Um, I don't know. It's just that's a whole different inspiration too. It's just like seeing somebody who like you kind of basically responsible for them life. That's a whole different inspiration too. And then again, it put me in that space of where I can see how my parents used to see me, and you understand the responsibilities and the importance of that too. So that's a really good place.
Now, are your children fascinated by the music? I remember doing a story when your daughter basically recorded the
Oh
track
yeah,
and you put it out. So I know she's musically
yeah, they love
inclined,
music.
but talk to us about that excitement. And is it an area that you would nurture them in or encourage them to be a part of?
Yeah, again, it's just like kind of the same way I came up is a natural interest without me forcing anything, and just alone having all the resources available and allowing them if them decide that they want to do that seriously or but just being having it available and like giving whatever necessary guidance needed. But yeah, it's funny to see that same natural interest at like the same age where I was when I did start. So it's interesting to kind of see like that whole thing repeat itself
You
through
should see your
somebody else.
face and how you're lighting up just talking about your children.
Yeah, no, and that's a big inspiration too. So
In all we do, service is important. How does Stephen the Genius give back?
um, I mean, without like on a general aspect of it, a lot of it again, like I mentioned, like when you asked about the Apple thing, is just being available to give some of those like inspiration and some of the direct ideas to like in terms of music, I'm always available for like talk to people and like help people, and me and different producers always have like different convos and back and forth with ideas too. So like stuff like that, and then giving back generally too is just a thing that is an ongoing thing from the start, whether that's like personally or on a more open scale, like where people can see stuff like that. But I think just being in a place where we're always creating and we're working basically for the people, like you said, it's a service. When I put out a rhythm or something, is for them. So you're generally always in a place of giving and just having being open to knowing that that's what the responsibility is. So so that come with all aspects of it too, I think.
No, most people would love to get a Grammy or even get a Grammy nomination. Yet you have contributed to Grammy nominated and Grammy winning albums on your projects for the likes of Drake, Burna Boy, Chronix, Damian Jr. Gong Marley,
Yes.
Shakira, John Legend, Mali Music, and more. How do you select the people that you work with? Have you ever turned down anyone on the international scene because it doesn't fit or go quite well with your brand? And yeah, how do you just sort of sort out and finalize who you want to work with? Do you have to feel connected to the project, or what's the process for you?
Um, it's funny. I never really think about it like that. A lot of it kind of just happened naturally, and then some of the connections at least, and then in terms of like the more business side of it, I don't really deal with all of that, thankfully. So I have management and team who can help navigate through some of those parts where they might think this might not be a really great fit or whatever. So they will probably pull me out of a situation like that or something. But for the most part, when it's me working creatively with someone, it's just like if it works, it works. Like I mentioned, like when I did the John Legend session, it was just the one time, and it was the first time I met him. But because we had a good session, and I ended up working on more stuff with him, and we develop a relationship like that. So it's kind of like that. But yeah, I think on the more business part of it, where if something aligned with your brand or whatever, some of my more business team would handle some of that for me.
How important is it to have a team though? Because sometimes we've seen locally where a lot of entertainers, they will get to a level on their own and feel like, yo, if me gets so far by myself, I don't need nobody.
No,
Is
that's one of the
having a,
biggest.
a management team and structure important in this business?
Yeah, no, I think is one of the biggest, most important things. Especially that's what I see happening to most of the dancehall artists now too. Because dancehall in Jamaica, the talent is endless. Like we don't ever have a debate about the talent, but I feel like a lot of people get capped because they don't have the system. Like I know a lot of talented people who should be much further too, and because they don't have a team. Like most people manager are like man or them grow up with or whatever. Like friend will just go and take some bookings for them, but like you have to have like, and if you check all our real successes from Jamaica, it's always people who have had those teams, Sean Paul and Shaggy and Shaban, like all those people. So, and I feel like no matter how talented they are, the talent need a coach. Usain Bolt the greatest, but you still have to have a coach. And I think the artists have to look at it like that too. Like I am good at music, don't enjoy doing a lot of the business part of the stuff, and I'm aware of that. So it's good when I can have somebody doing that for me, and them get paid to do that and whatever, and that's their job. And it helped me for just stay in this space and just be creative, so I don't feel like I try and work, but I still have to go send them email and try to figure out things. So I think we definitely every creative need a system like that for sure.
And we're coming down to the wire, but do you think rivalry is still a great marketing tool for dancehall, or has the genre outgrown that?
I feel like we kind of outgrow it for sure because we're in a place now where I think no more than ever we need for work together, because I think the genre need it. Like we need to even look more organized more than anything. So, and I think even if that means we just work together, even if we're not trying to be like best friends, but just for the business side of it, we have to, like I said, we have to look organized and look together. Like most of the artists them in America who used to work together, they're not necessarily real friends like that, but they understand what the business requires. So, so yeah, I feel like that part of it kind of dead because of that, and I feel like, and then generally we can't ignore the reality of what's happening in the country too, like with all of the crime and everything to like, so we have to take some of the responsibilities for steer things better like that too, because it's influence and all of that. So I think that part I kind of dead now for real, and it's more of a progressive part where we should just be working together and just try to help take everybody to the next level because it helps all of us when it works for any of us. So I think that's how we should start focusing now.
Looking back at your journey, Stephen, what are you most proud of?
Wow. I mean, I would say honestly, like even just the support from people like you guys, and because it's one thing to be creative and to be able to do all of that, but it's the next thing for it to translate to other people. I know a lot more people way more talented than myself who probably don't get to the same place yet, and it's not like it's just luck or something. So I think that's what I would say. And then the other part, I would say just like the tenacity to just, like we said before, to just ride some of those waves and the highs and lows and just be able to just ride it out.
The road to success is different for everybody.
Yeah.
However, what would you consider some key ingredients to attaining success?
I would say definitely, like I mentioned before, the self-awareness is a big part. And then I would also say just being able to learn. All of the greatest leaders are great followers, them kind of things. So just being able to do that, like with all of my quote unquote success, I still going to every session brand new. Like I want to learn something else. Like I always like to be the least talented person in the room. So I can just learn something else. That means when I leave the session, I learn something else on my computer or something. So, just being able to learn like that and just hone your skill and know that there's always more to go. That kind of thing. So it's just kind of like having that humility to know that you have a lot more to go, but still be confident enough with your skill and know that you can push through whatever it is.
Oh, Steven, that's our time. But before we go, any parting words or any more gems you'd like to drop?
I don't know. I just feel like everybody, let's just get focused together and just we just help, especially everybody from in Jamaica, all of the creatives. Like we just like come together and just like push the envelope. I think now is the time where a lot of people looking at us and we can strike it right now, and it's going to be a good opportunity for everybody. So we just work together and stay focused. And anybody coming up on the journey, just stay focused, stay inspired, stay motivated. I think once you put all of those things together, it's kind of automatic. You have to make it at some point.
Wow. Stephen the Genius, thank you so much. And you continue to remain humble but militant. And we're seeing the work that you're doing. We're following your success and you're making us absolutely proud and continue to fly the Jamaican flag high.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Steven, this one is not even. This one is to up Steven. This one is not even. This one is to uplift the people.
Them only can wish, them only can talk. Them never walk the road where we walk. He is a Grammy-winning music producer, entertainer, songwriter, musical family, GENIUS MCGREGOR.